So first of all, we do have the Fool card, and the Fool card usually indicates, wanting to do things anew, wanting that breath of fresh air, wanting a more exciting life, and wanting to take life by the horns and grab new opportunities as they come in. We do have as well the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups indicates a lot of choices, a lot of like wishful thinking opening up, and our world are being expanded. Okay. Your vision of the future, your vision of what you want is opened up. Keep in mind that these choices are not all real. So it's really important for you to reflect. Don't jump the gun. Don't, like, for example, if you are for some reason dealing with a midlife crisis, think about like on a soul level what you need to find fulfillment. So rather than dashing off on a spending spree, dashing off to make irresponsible like life choices, dashing off for the pursuit of material things to fill in this void in our lives, try to figure out what your soul on a deep level really needs, okay? Because our soul needs new experiences, possibly some travel, fresh air, a lot of exercise. So there are definitely milder things that you can do to break yourself out of a rut, because I feel like that's what's happening here. A lot of options, a lot of choices are presenting themselves to you, and don't make the wrong choice. So don't do anything too drastic this month, because I feel like there might be some regrets coming through, and I feel like a lot of you are kind of stuck or have been stuck the past year, and I feel it's finance related, and a lot of you have gotten yourself off your up off the ground and on your feet. You might have started new jobs like the beginning of this year. You might have a lot more financial stability coming in. And rather than saving it, I feel like you might be squandering it. So just be very, very careful. Okay. So these are very positive cards indicating to me a lot of wishful thinking, new possibilities, looking at all your options and kind of like playing it out in your head. If I were to do this, this is what my life is going to look like. If I were to do that, that's what my life's going to look like. Well, that's all fine and good, but I do sense there is an element here of fantasy associated with it as well. So really map things out on paper to see, like, what are some of the benefits and potential pitfalls if I were to make such and such decision, because I feel like you're not being completely realistic, and it comes out like this. So I feel like these options are mirages, and if you jump for them, you're going to fall off this cliff. So you have this nagging intuition, this sense of responsibility, possibly a friend, somebody that you really trust telling you, don't be premature here, okay? So try to be a little bit more conscientious about mapping things out on paper before you jump into new situations. It looks good, but there is a little bit of a caution associated with it, okay? And one of the reasons why I mentioned there is caution here is because the Seven of Swords fell out right after. The Seven of Swords indicates a situation where either we are or another person in our environment is being a little bit sneaky, a little bit cunning, and the information is not all there. So it is important for you to take a step back and re-examine this situation. It could be, it's an air suit, so I feel like a lot of you are getting inkling or getting some type of like red flags, warning signs, and it's coming from your spirit guides or it's coming from your external environment where you're feeling as if, okay, there's something off about the situation. And honestly, I feel like it links up with the Two of Cups. It feels like a partnership. If you are currently in a partnership right now, I feel the partnership has a sense of like responsibility associated with it. So it could be a marriage where you might not feel that emotional attachment, but you might have financial involvement, investment in one another. And it's really hard for you to extract yourself, okay? The other option that I'm sensing here is, and I'm going to do your love reading in a little bit, but I feel like there's some type of agreement coming through and it's proving to be a little bit of a burden for you. So you feel like it's really limiting my ability to live a free life. So for example, you might have somebody that you really like coming into the picture for you. They might demand more of a relationship, and you're just like, well, I really like this person, but if I were to agree to a partnership with them, I can't, be the bachelor or the bachelorette. I can't play the field anymore. So I see you ruminating over this situation. And at the same time, I feel like a lot of you might have had a lot of options, like potential suitors, potential opportunities coming in the past. And this is a month where you feel like I should, try to settle down. But your heart is telling you that, maybe the timing is not right now. I do sense by the 20th of the month, you're going to have a little bit more mental clarity. Okay, so if you can wait it out or wait until the time of, I feel September 1st, I do sense it's going to be better for you. What I'm also feeling here, we have a lot of voyage travel cards. A lot of you might be signing something, like might be moving as well. There might be a trip plan or something like that. We have a lot of movement happening for you. And I don't know if it's happening on the 21st of this month or the 1st of September, but those are the dates that come out strongly, and those would be the ideal dates for you to like see a situation a little bit more realistically, okay? What's coming in terms of your emotional state here is we have the Nine of Cups as well as the Eight of Cups. So this message is very specific here. There is something that you've been wanting for quite some time. I feel that within the past month, you got it. You got it in the bag, okay? It's a sure thing. And now it's becoming a little bit of a burden for you. So you thought you wanted it. It came into the picture. You were manifesting it. You wanted it so badly. And it came in. And as soon as it came in, you realized that this situation is a little bit restrictive. There might be communication issues. If it's a person that you want it to come back or to come in for you, it's been great, but I feel like the energies between you and the other person might be a little bit jarring. For example, if it's a job that you thought you wanted and you were manifesting it and you got it, I feel like it's not emotionally satisfying for you for some reason. So I do sense there's that sense of like celebrate, like counting your eggs before they hatch and getting yourself in a situation prematurely. If this hasn't happened yet, try to be careful about entering a situation prematurely and acting purely on an emotional level, rather than thinking about things long term. So I hope that makes sense, Gemini. I'm hoping to be able to publish this before the beginning of the month so that you can have a little bit more clarity, because I feel like right off the bat you have all these options and there's a contract being signed here with the Two of Cups. You're happy, but it's a very short-lived happiness, and you realize this is actually a lot more work than it's worth. So this can play out in a work front, in a new opportunity front, and in every front, or it can be a new relationship that you just started, you sign on the dotted line, and then you realize this is not what I signed up for, or this is restricting my movement, or this is like hindering my ability to really, take on other opportunities or take on other people. So be careful about this, okay? I'm hoping that if you haven't done this yet and it comes through for you, I want you to be a little bit more careful about this decisions that you're making. Now, in terms of travel movement, we do have here the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is a situation where you're sailing away from a very turbulent environment into more stable water, more stable environment. Okay, so this overall is one of the most positive cards in the deck. It basically means the worst of it is over and you're gathering the knowledge, because the sword suit indicate communication and knowledge, mental agility, mental processes, communication. You're gathering all the knowledge that you had that got you stuck in that turbulent situation, and you're moving past it. And it's a really, really beautiful card. But I feel that, like I mentioned with the Aquarius reading, because you're both air signs, Aquarius and Geminis, and also Libra, but Libra is a little bit more systematic than you guys. You tend to live in your head. You tend to like overanalyze, and you tend to just like think about best case and worst case scenarios, and you play it out in your head. and you played out so well and so realistically in your head, you feel like you've already made a decision. So, but in the process of ruminating, overthinking it, no decision is reached. So a lot of you might have been like, okay, I need to get myself out of this situation, and here's what I'm going to do. And then you scare yourself into thinking, oh no, that's never going to happen. The results that I'm looking for is never going to come in. And as a result, you don't do anything. So I see a lot of thinking, but no action is being taken. So I feel like that's what's happening here, where a lot of you might have gotten something that you wanted and you realize, oh no, now it's not what I signed up for. I'm a little bit stuck. How do I get myself out? And you might not act on it at all. And a lot of you might be in a situation for quite some time and you're stuck, and a new opportunity comes in that's really, really good for you, but you're hesitating on making the decision. And that's fine. But if this energy recurs for more than, 3 months, then there's a problem here. So I've actually been seeing this for quite some time. And I feel like your emotional state is running awry. And I rarely say that with a Gemini, but I'm getting a lot of water, which means that there is an emotional response to a situation, to a person that might not be altogether good for you, and you're not thinking rationally. So, keep that in mind, okay? Let me see if there's anything else I'm picking up here. I feel like there might be a trip. You might be taking a trip to see somebody that you have a very strong emotional connection with. This could be a lover, this could be family member or friends. There might be a situation where you have to make some drastic movement, moving far away, because the Six of Swords usually indicates overseas movement, okay? Traveling to a different area, geographical location, but it usually indicates something a little bit more further away and a little bit more permanent and long term. And you're not making a decision. And I do sense something breaking through around the 21st onward to September that will allow you to make up your mind and then go. Okay? In terms of your advice here, what I do have is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is a situation where there is a financial windfall coming through for you from the universe. So for those of you who have been thinking about, possibly purchasing property, selling property, I do feel buyers coming through. I do see opportunities coming through. For others of you who are thinking about investment opportunities, starting your own business and things like that, this is like getting that financier to be able to help you build something, to provide the seed funding, to provide some type of initial down payment, initial investment, overhead costs, and covering your overhead expenditure so that you can start something new. The Six of Pentacles also indicates a situation where it's a very, very karmic card on a financial level, also on a personal level. So I feel, honestly, for a lot of you, there is a karmic relationship, and I feel that the situation is being balanced out and the karma is no longer there. So I don't feel that you were dealing with a heavy, tumultuous relationship, but I feel like you might be in a relationship where things have pretty much fizzled out, but you're staying together because of mortgage. You're staying together because of God knows whatever other reason. And you're starting to realize as well that I need something else, or the other person might be thinking that, and they might be thinking, I need something else. So there's this gradual, end of karma. The balance has been restored in that karmic relationship, and as a result of it, you are now free to go, and the other person likewise is now free to go. It could play out in a very random meeting with a stranger, and you realize, wow, this person looks great on paper. And then you get together and you realize that you might not have very much in common. So while you're getting that, you're getting what you want. It's not a long-term thing. I feel like there's a lot of stability here. So I don't feel like a tumultuous emotional roller coaster, but I do feel that there might be, especially for those of you in situations where there's mortgage, there's things built up over time and you have trouble leaving all of it behind. it can be problematic for you. And I feel like there might be some type of a contract here with the Two of Cups, which indicates like some type of, owning a business together, owning property together, and it's hard for you to extract yourself cleanly, okay? What's coming through here is the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is a card that indicates success. It indicates things that we have sent out in the past coming in for us. So this can be a lot of you job hunting, opportunities are coming through for you, choices are coming through as well. So it denotes like a lot of opportunities, and you are going to have to make a choice here. So it reverberates like the same theme as the Seven of Cups, where you have a lot of options, but you are going to have to be decisive, and you are going to have to really figure out rationally what works for you. You know yourself best, and rationally what works for you. So rather than going off on that emotional response to something or a certain person or a certain situation, try to think about, what you yourself need, okay? Because this is a card of tremendous opportunities and success. And usually our definition of success is not going to match up to somebody else's definition of success. And Gemini, you're a very conflictual sign, because you're a dual sign, and you're also represented by the major arcana, which is the Lovers. And it deals with, head and heart decisions, and rectifying the two and finding balance between your emotions and your rationality is going to be a major challenge for you. Libra and Aquarius, they err to the side of rationality, but for you, it's like you're caught in between both worlds, which can be good or bad, but I feel that a little bit more rational thinking rather than, jumping the gun based on an emotional response is going to be very, very good for you. I do feel as well temptation, okay? It's just something to think about. A lot of fish in the sea, temptation. So that's more on the romance front. And we do have the Chariot here, which basically means success, harnessing the disparate energies within ourselves through self-mastery, through self-discipline, through self-awareness, insights, and knowledge in order to forge ahead in a way that is making us feel very certain, very sure of ourselves, and we can live without regrets. So a little bit of an emotional month this month, but in a very positive way. A lot of choices are opening up. I feel like a lot of you are cutting ties with the past. Something has been like a huge burden on you. It has kept you very stuck. It has kept you very stifled. It was stable for sure, and you crave that stability. But I feel like somebody was an anchor in your life, okay? You're a rock, you're anchor. And this might be the month where, this tiny little voice within yourself is emerging, where you're telling yourself, I don't need another person to anchor me. I can be on my own. And I'm just as happy, content, and capable of being on my own. So as a result, you're making some drastic changes in your life. For those of you in stale relationships, when a Gemini is not emotionally or mentally stimulated, you tend to look for options outside of the relationship. And you could do it in a harmless manner through flirtation, dividing your time between two people. But I do see temptation, okay? So try to curb that temptation out of decency for what you share with another person, and, out of respect for the sanctity of marriage and relationships and the person that you are, the person that trusts you. So be very careful about this temptation bubbling up, brewing up in your environment.